Good Thursday evening, South Carolina Weather Watch. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Joseph Peterson. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Thursday. Um, Looking down here at us right now, looks like we do have some precipitation inside of South Carolina right now. Is this touching the ground though? Is the question. Going ahead and look at the Columbia radar. Looks like barely any. So I think that that's just some precipitation that just has not touched the ground, or it's has enough water in the clouds for it to show, but reflectivity does not. I guess I could have done that, but reflectivity is showing not really anything. Just maybe some minor raindrops for just south of Columbia and Myrtle Beach, but that's pretty much it. Nothing really that we should be worried about. Let's go ahead and go back and talk about everything. So, for sure, there is rain inside of Augusta. I almost just said Augusta, Arkansas, and Louisiana, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas. But just the East Coast in general is looking pretty good. We do have some snow drifting into New York. It's really just the West and the South Central U.S. that's seeing most of the action. In the Pacific Northwest, we do have a lot of mixed precipitation, so that is bringing us some very widespread conditions all throughout the West. And also, California is also expected to see like a good 10 feet of snow. So for the mountains, so that's pretty interesting as well. Here we go. Let's go ahead and show our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now is obviously cloudy. You just saw earlier that it thinks that rain is dropping, but it's just some sprinkles, maybe just because the DBZ on it is low, pretty much. So that's pretty much why it thinks there's rain, but it's not really rain. I mean, yeah. But we do have cloud cover throughout most of South Carolina right now. We just are inside this cloudy period for a while. We're not gonna be non-cloudy tomorrow. We're actually gonna see a bunch of rain tomorrow. So yeah, we're not gonna see the sun for probably all of tomorrow, maybe even Saturday as well. The next time we may see the sun may be Sunday. So just gonna wait and see what happens. But remember, cloud cover is just way too unpredictable. You never know when there will be a clearing spot. Here's our Okay, I was about to say here's our current temperatures, but they decided that they don't want to show today, and I just a new thing that I just got. But we can use the side of the screen to kind of depict where it's gonna be. So let's just talk about areas. South Carolina, as you can see, probably some low to mid 40s up there in the upstate. For the central, like the Midlands, around a good 45 to 50, and for the coast around 55 or so, 40 to 50, 45, 50, 55 for the coast. So that's what we're looking at right now. Looking down to our south, we have places, of course, like Orlando, Gainesville, places like that are seeing temperatures up there inside of the 60s. Maybe some isolated spots in the 70s, especially down near Miami. Birmingham, Atlanta in the 40s. Jackson, Mississippi around the 40s. New Orleans around the 60s. Same thing with Baton Rouge. Memphis in the 30s. The 40s. And then up there just to our north inside the 40s as well. So around the 40s and 50s for most of us inside of South Carolina right now. Here's our minimum temperatures: 43 inside of Columbia, 44 inside of Sumter, 43 inside of Florence, 48 inside of Myrtle Beach, 50 inside of Charleston, 44 inside of Augusta, 41 in the upstate, 40 in the Greenville Spartanburg region. So low temperatures today will really vary on where you are inside the state today. The more northern and upstate you go, the cooler it will be, but the more midland and more center you go, the closer it will be to like the mid 40s, but the coast around the 50s. Here is our wind gust for the next 24 hours. Wind gust can reach around 22, Greenville, Spartanburg 23, inside of Sumter 21, inside of Florence 27, Myrtle Beach 26, and Charleston 19 inside of Columbia for the next 24 hours. But we can go ahead actually and refresh that, and that might give us a bit more accurate data. No, I mean, it's kind of the same, so we'll just stay with what we had. 19 inside of Augusta. So wind gusts, it will be kind of breezy, not as breezy as it was when that cold front was passing us, or yesterday, just in general. But for sure, definitely still may have a breeze or two come by. Here is our 24-hour precipitation forecast. We will have around 8/10 of an inch of rainfall inside of Charleston, around 6/10 of an inch of rain falling inside of Columbia, 4/10 of an inch falling inside of the Sumter region, 2/10 falling in Florence, and 1/10 falling in Myrtle Beach. Around a good inch to maybe even an inch and a half inside of the Beaufort region, and around almost an inch inside the upstate. But if we go around 48 hours out, you can see that total increases a lot. So at Friday at 7 p.m., now the last data that I just showed you, now this is Saturday at 7 p.m., around for the next 48 hours, we can get precipitation totals up to an inch inside the upstate, an inch in Columbia, an inch point two, so an inch and 2/10 inside of Augusta. Our most rain by far, 2 inches inside of Charleston, 1.5 inside of Myrtle Beach, and around 9/10 of an inch inside of Sumter, 7/10 of an inch inside of Florence. So definitely seems like the hot spot for the most amount of rain is definitely going to be near Charleston, around 2 to maybe even 2.5 inches of rain possible in some spots, but I think definitely 2 inches is definitely going to be the place to be. In the Tri-County region for sure, we'll probably get the most amount of rain out of this system. The least amount of rain will probably be near the Florence region. So go on ahead and figure out where you are. If we go around 72 hours out, nothing really changes. But once we go to around 7 days out, we have another system that's going to come through, drop some more rain in the next 7 days, ending on March the 7th at 7 p.m. 2.7 inches of rain throughout most of the state. Charleston, Greenville, Spartanburg, 2.5 inside of Myrtle Beach, 1.8 inside of Sumter, 1.5 inside of Florence, 2.3 inside of Augusta. So in the next 7 days, it seems like most people will see around 2 inches of rain. So flash flooding right now is not really too much of a threat, but for sure we're going to have to watch for some heavy rainfall. And tomorrow will definitely be a rainy day for all of us, pretty much. Unless you're inside the upstate and you dodge it barely. But here we go, we push it forward. And, I mean, you can already see those showers start to push in around 12 hours from now at around 10 to 11 p.m. Oh, sorry, 10 to 11 a.m. We push this forward some more. And, I mean, it's just, yeah, no one's going to escape this precipitation. Everyone inside of South Carolina will receive rain tomorrow for sure. So definitely bring that umbrella with you. And it might be raining for a while in some regions. And for sure, you're definitely going to have to bring that umbrella with you. Saturday, we get a break, some isolated showers in some spots, and then on Saturday, and then once we get to like Saturday night, Sunday morning, we're done with the rain. So we really just got to get through Friday. We got to get through Friday night, Saturday morning, and then we'll be done with this rain, and it will be pushed off of the region. Here's our day one SPC outlook. We do have a day one risk for tonight for Dallas, Shreveport, Lufkin, Alexandria, Jackson, Mississippi, Greenville, Mississippi, New Orleans, Louisiana, Boise, Idaho, and then the Pacific Northwest coast. We do have a TSTM, just some isolated thunderstorms as possible with some frequent lightning. And then we do have a day two. We are actually included inside of that day two. So not only will we see that heavy rain tomorrow, but potentially some isolated thunderstorms cannot be ruled out. So definitely gonna have to watch out for some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow. But severe storms are not possible. It says there is a low chance that a warm sector may move inland over a portion of the South Carolina coast. Poor lapse rates will limit buoyancy, but strong kinematics could support a strong storm or two. Overall probability of severe is currently expected to remain lower. So unless you're near the coast, there is a potential for a strong thunderstorm with some gusty winds and some heavy rainfall near the coast. Especially, I think I'm really watching the Charleston region because for sure I've been looking at the models, and from what they're showing, definitely some heavy thunderstorms, maybe even up inland into Dorchester, Berkeley County as well. Could definitely see some strong thunderstorms tomorrow. So just watch out for that, especially if you're in the Tri County region. Um, this is for tomorrow, and then let's go into Saturday. Saturday, again, we're under that TSTM again for mainly just east of Columbia and just in the coast. It mainly says isolated thunderstorms will continue over parts of the southeast and Florida on Saturday. So, isolated thunderstorms, not strong, not supposed to be strong like the ones that are possible tomorrow, but definitely just some isolated ones possible. Here's our day one excessive rainfall outlook. We do have a day one marginal risk of severe weather for flash flooding for California, a 5% risk. So that is for tonight. Tomorrow, no excessive rainfall is possible. And then day three, no excessive rainfall is possible. So, yeah, like I said, this storm system is not going to bring any flash flooding. It's just going to bring a bunch of heavy rain. And it's going to be kind of like just some, like, it's going to be kind of like a all day rain. Like, it may not rain heavy all day, but it will rain, like, light to moderate. Maybe some heavy spots, but I'm not watching for anything like extreme torrential downpour. Now, obviously, we cannot rule one out, but I'm not watching that for everyone. Here's tomorrow. Here is the GFS. We push this forward. There goes that system. That's going to move out of our hair. And then we have this huge system right here that I'm watching for severe weather for, especially March the 5th going into the 6th as well, for the deep south, for Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Florida. I am watching for some severe weather, maybe even some severe weather all the way up into like Iowa and Wisconsin as well. So pretty much most of the central U.S. could see severe weather on March the 5th through the 6th. Mainly, I think the 5th would probably be the best day to see that severe weather. But right now, it's looking mainly just like a marginal risk for right now, obviously, but we're way too far out. So we're going to have to obviously wait. But I am watching that, and it is looking pretty interesting and pretty concerning. That's something that we might need to watch. We push this forward, though, and this will bring us probably some light rain and some gusty winds. And then we have this huge system right here, which is going to potentially bring some type of flash flooding. Maybe some severe weather, but again, we're way too far out. And then potentially blizzard. I'm watching for a big winter storm up there inside of the Northeast. Definitely some strong winds. Definitely some heavy snow up there inside the Northeast on March the 10th. So that's going to be our next big snowmaker. Then the Pacific Northwest is going to start receiving that snow and precipitation again. That's going to turn into something. And this is right now just looking like a big rain and gust front. But this is 300 hours out, so we're way too far out to come to a conclusion of what this will do. But we go ahead and push this forward all the way out. 300 hours is not going to be enough information, but 300 hours, it's way too lenient to try and conclude on what the world can happen. But that's going to be about it. I do have the drought monitor, though. We are under a D0, which means abnormally dry. This technically means that we have an abnormally dry conditions. Now, this is for some counties. Kind of looks near like Florence and something. Let me see. Darlington County, Florence County, Marlborough County, Dillon County, Marion County, Clarendon County, Williamsburg County, Berkeley County, Orangeburg, and Sumter, Lee County. All of these counties right here, if you're inside this yellow blob, that means that you are inside of a D0, which is a abnormally dry. Not really a drought yet, but for sure gonna have to monitor this because it's getting hotter. It's not as cool as it's gonna be, as cool as it was, and the other day we just got 4 inches of rain or so. So we're gonna have to watch out for this, for sure. But let's hope that this system with this heavy rain and the one after that does knock this out. I mean, it's not looking like concerning, but obviously something that we need to watch, but not concerning. Concerning. But we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens and what the U.S. Drought Monitor team decides to come up with for South Carolina. And that's going to be it. Thank y'all so much for listening to this forecast. Forecast was, let's see how long it was, 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So thank y'all so much for watching. And I will see y'all tomorrow morning for another morning video. I will be here tomorrow morning. I'm sorry for not uploading this morning. This morning I was in a bit of a rush. It was like I clicked upload and I thought that maybe if I would have put my computer to sleep, maybe it would have uploaded, but it didn't. So I recorded it and everything, and it was gonna go up, but it did not finish because I put my computer to sleep on the sleep mode. You know, you could put on your computer or so. But this one's for sure going up. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning with another not severe, but another weather forecast update.